Hi there, it's Captain Peter Hobbs from the Bellarine Salvos in Victoria, Australia, and it's an honour for me to be able to share this Easter message to you today. Today we're looking at Luke chapter 8, verses 42 to 48. As Jesus went, with the crowds on every side virtually choking him, a woman who had had a hemorrhage for 12 years and could not be healed by anyone, came up behind him and touched the tassels on his robe. Instantly her hemorrhaging stopped. Jesus asked, "Who touched me?" When they all denied doing it, Peter said, "Rabbi, the crowds are hemming you in and jostling you." But Jesus said, "Someone did touch me because I felt power go out of me." Seeing she could not escape notice, the woman, quaking with fear, threw herself down before him and confessed in front of everyone why she had touched him and how she had been instantly healed. He said to her, "My daughter, your trust has saved you. Go in peace." We've all heard this Bible story before, and many people have spoken about it. But it's appropriate that at Easter that we cover it because it looks at death and resurrection, the two themes that Jesus models. A woman who was dead inside, a woman who was physically suffering, a woman who'd been excommunicated, shunned, disconnected, but has a little bit of hope. She has hope inside that there is someone. She's heard the rumor that there is someone that can change her life story, that can change the situation that she's in. This guy, Jesus. And so she tries to find him. And we enter this story where there's a lot of people around. And you know that in a community where there's lots of people and she's unclean because she's bleeding, she's not allowed to be around people. She's not. She's dirty, unclean. Get out. And everyone would tell her to get out. She must remain away from her husband if she ever had one. If she does go around people when she's unclean, she makes other people unclean. So she has been isolated. Wow, it rings a bell, doesn't it? She has been isolated. She has been disconnected from society. We've all been disconnected from society. We can kind of feel what that's like, can't we? Can we possibly imagine the mental, emotional, and spiritual torment that this lady would have gone through over 12 years? So she was taking a massive risk because all her fears were compounding. All her physical complexities were compounding. Her heart would have been racing. She was desperate. And she gets into this story and she touches the tassels of Jesus' garment, the tassels that represent the covenants that God has made with his people, that he will never let them go, that he will never stop loving them. It's no matter what they do, no matter who they are, he will never stop loving them. She reaches out to those tassels and holds on to them, and it's that faith, that trust that God was going to deliver her is what saved her. But in that moment, her whole world changed. Jesus made her whole world change. She'd gone from being disconnected to a moment of intimacy, to a moment where she was recognized, seen, valued. Jesus called her daughter. Can you imagine this? The Messiah calling her daughter. He's valuing her. He's seeing her. He's including her. He's changing the world that she lives in. He's changing the reality that she knows. The reality of shame, he's got rid of. The reality of guilt, he's got rid of. The reality that says she should be out has gone. She's now accepted in community. She's now accepted in God's eyes. And she's now part of the mission to go on and share that love with others. This is salvation. This is what God is about. God is about taking a life that's broken and deeply loving them, showing them that grace and kindness and goodness can heal anything. Someone who was spiritually seeking, someone who was longing to be well, someone who was longing to be whole. Jesus didn't put any barriers in the way. He went, "Who touched me?" Inviting her to participate in this story, inviting her and honoring her courage. And when she spoke up, expecting everyone to shame her, he loved her, valued her. What a master, what an example, what a God. So this Easter, as we're thinking about the love of Jesus and about sharing it, who are the unclean people? Who are the people that society says we should hate, that we should put to the side, that they should only be part of us if they follow the rules that are set by us? Who are those people? Because Jesus is saying, "My daughter, my son, I love you. I honor you. You're welcome. You're part of my family." He doesn't stop any spiritual seeker, and neither should we. This Easter, remember that. If we are meant to be followers of Jesus, then we're meant to follow his example. Go find the seekers of peace and go show them his love.
But I'm so glad that we found each other.